Ooh, happy Friday night. Hope you guys can hear me. Hope you guys can see me. I'm having all kinds of technical issues. My little light's not even working, but I think it has to do with the outlets that are currently in the spot that I am. This is just a quick recap of Comic Con Day 2. Uh, Increasingly busier than Day 1 for sure. One of the things I'm finding out about this particular Comic Con is it's like I said last night, it's a lot more comic centric. From what I can remember and from what people have reported to me the last couple of years, there's a lot more comic vendors this year. Some of whom are from Vegas. As you can see on our Instagram, we met Steve Houston from who's in uh, he's from Torpedo, and you often see him on uh, Pawn Stars. So yeah, he actually knew who I was, which I found surprising when and nobody like me, people know your name. That's kind of cool. But yeah, we chatted up a little bit. But yeah, the cosplay game is heavy. There's a million Mario Brothers cosplays to be expected. Next year it'll be Barbie. So have fun with all that. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far. A lot of energy draining. Like I said, just bouncing off of people all day long. Like I said, nobody is paying attention to where they're going. Everybody's looking up in the sky. Everybody's looking for numbers on the to see what booth through everything they're going through. So yeah, we're just running into people. And like I said, I'm 6'2", 250 pounds. If you are smaller than that and you run into me, it might be a problem for you. But luckily it's so crowded that you don't fall down when you come into contact with me. We just bounce off of another person. It's kind of like a human pinball machine all day long. So it's been something that's fun. Like I said, I met some members from Lacuna Coil, which is when I knew they were coming out here, and I got to see them in Vegas. So very cool. Um, Heavy metal bands. Like I said, I'll roll through the pictures and everything else. Also, I put the Streamlabs Sci Fi Center link in there. So if you ever feel the urge, you want to support the channel and stuff that we do, and stuff that we're going to do, and improvements and equipment that we're going to make, feel free to drop a tip into that tip link and leave a question and everything. Right now, I'm not hooked up to Stream Elements or Streamlabs, but I will get your question when I'm in a better situation. Tomorrow is going to be our long show. I'm still scoping out where exactly we're going to do it from because right where I'm at right now, you can't really do the type of show that we usually do on Saturday Night Live because it's a little bit community based, and I need to be somewhere where I'm in control of the environment. Usually, we're doing it from the store, and I have absolute control over that. But I want to get to a place where I'm not going to be inhibited, so I'll be scouting out places tomorrow evening, tomorrow at afternoon to see where we're doing an overnight show. So let's see. I didn't get any. I didn't hear about any announcements that DC made, but like I said, I was all over the place. I wasn't necessarily stable in anywhere where I was going to get news. I'd probably get the news just as easily on the internet as I would being in the same building. So it's not real. Like I said, me being at the convention, it hasn't really met more direct news for me. Uh, Okay, let's see. Let me make sure. How's going on, Anthony? I really hope DC gets more video games. The last game they released was a mobile game. What's up, Ghosty Video? Yeah, we should be live. Yeah, I went and got some food. I was going to take a much longer nap, but I figure I'll get this out of the way and it'll be a lot easier for me to crash. I haven't been able to sleep since I got here. There's a lot of stuff going on around me. As you can kind of hear, the roller coasters behind me right now, and the area where I'm at is like a constant party going on outside. I mean, it's like 20. It's like being in Vegas for a little bit, but closer to the strip than anything. What's going on, RJ? All right, so let me go to my Instagram and just give you guys a good idea of the sights and sounds. Actually, we'll do the Facebook page. It's much easier. Like I said, this is going to be a super short stream, probably about 30 minutes or so, if that long, because like I said, I'm super tired, and this is just to update you guys on, like I said, not too many updates. Let me get you on here. Present share screen. Window. Touch screen window. That's right. Here we go. All right. So this is my Gilligan's Island view from right on the one of the top decks of the convention center. Just enjoying the fact that it's 78 here, and knowing eventually that I'm going to have to return to hell here in a couple of days, Vegas. You can see the aircraft carriers in the back. My uncle served on one of these when he was a Master Chief in the Navy. There's a concert hall right there. For those of you who haven't been to San Diego, I'm just showing you around. So, and then this is the Diablo, I think Diablo 4 booth. It was pretty packed. The Judge Dredd. This was actually a lot bigger than the pictures give it justice. It's just I zoomed in too quickly when I took the picture, but that's a huge Judge Dredd picture. Every time I ran into a cosplayer that I thought was unique, I took a picture. This is Ripley. She's got the face hugger and the gun. Thought it was hilarious. There's another view of the back area that overlooks the bay. This is that one area where you see all the glass windows come down. I thought I would take a picture of that. You can see Good Burger in the background. And this is where I'm going to be trying to get into tomorrow. The Star Trek panel. I'm going to be getting there early enough in the morning, so I'm probably going to go to bed like right after this and try to get into the Star Trek panel, which will be focusing on all, the 3 remaining shows that they have left. And that way we can do a Star Trek weekly, a proper one with not only the episode to review, but hopefully some new news. If I get in there, they're going to be showing the episode with the Lower Decks crossover and Strange New Worlds. These people are waiting in a line for $9 pretzels and $5 soda. Ooh. All right, more cosplay. There's a Kingpin from Spider-Verse and Dr. Octopus. I don't know how this guy navigated through the entire the con that way, because he was huge and wide, and there's not a lot of space. There's Lloyd Kaufman. This is our booth. This is the booth that I've been spending the majority of my time at since I've been here. Choma bought me out, so I've been working that booth right there. And there's a girl who's dressed up as Sergeant Kabuki. And that's me holding the camera for the most part, taking these pictures. That's the dude from Pawn Stars, Steve Houston. He actually does the grading for Torpedo Comics. So it's kind of good to meet him again. And this was Lacuna Coil. This is Christina Scabia, the lead singer. They have comics and stuff coming out, so they're promoting a game. I ended up getting a signature on those cards, and I got a signature on their poster and all their signatures on the comic. So, and like I said, I really enjoy their music, so I was happy to see them there. There's their signatures on the comic. Zombie Side, White Death. And there's how I knew they were going to be there. And there she goes, signing my stuff. Pennywise is there. This guy was actually pretty tall. He's almost a 7'5" Pennywise. When he bent down, so that was a pretty big, cool thing. And that's me getting there in the middle of the day, and that's yesterday. Dr. Strange getting his coffee. And I think I showed you guys yesterday Brody Lee and Danhausen from Ring of Honor and AEW. So yeah, that was I took a lot more pictures, but I haven't uploaded everything simply because, like I said, I've been running around this whole time. And just going back, taking pictures for Lloyd, just getting everything that they needed. So yeah, that's about it. Hey, how you doing, Fun? Yes, I am. I have a stack of cards and telephone numbers, and like I said, none of these guys are willing to come down on prices while they're here, and I rightfully so. This is where they're going to make their big money. But I will be we'll be getting in contact with just about all these guys that we're making connections with after the convention, and we'll get more down to earth prices that I can work with. All right. No, I got close to him, but the way they're doing the wristband and things. See, the hard thing about this is that I'm not just there as a fan. I'm there working with Trauma because Trauma bought me out there. Trauma sponsored, the majority of my trip out there. So even though he's giving me kind of free reign, the Trauma booth gets overwhelmed, and I don't feel right just wandering too far away. And with the Todd McFarlane situation, you have to be up early in the morning, waiting at a particular place to get into a lottery for a wristband, and it's just you know it's kind of a pain, and it's kind of time consuming, and that's time I could be getting other places. I bought my Todd McFarlane comics with me, but I'll have to meet him somewhere else, and plus I have to pick and choose. Like there's certain lines and stuff that I do that I have a higher probability of getting in as long as I wait. And then there's I just got to bide my time and make sure that I'm spending it balancing with obligations to the booth that I'm working, and also so that I don't take up too much time in any one particular spot, like going to the Star Trek panel tomorrow. If I make it in, that's two and a half hours right there. So I still am going to try to get McFarlane's autograph, but right now it ain't looking too good. Any exciting announcements? No, I didn't get any announcements. Like I said, I'm actually there, and there's no platform for them to make those type of announcements. Usually when they're doing the movie stuff, they do it in Hall H, but there's really I didn't see any major announcement. That's not to say that there's not any there. When you're there, there's no like over the loudspeaker where they're like, and I didn't see any specific thing when I was at either booth. But like I said, the way I was traveling through the convention, I could have missed something, but I didn't see anything. Go through that. I have to agree. No promotions from Marvel, DC, or Disney, but Eric, July, I heard, got thrown out of his event because people complain about him. Didn't hear about that, but like I said, given where I was at, no, but I went by the booth that they were set up at. I didn't have any regard for that show. So, somebody told me that they did release it, but I think that's on YouTube too. I wasn't really a big fan of the Invincible comic, be honest with you, but and like I said, most people didn't even know it was a comic book until I got people coming to my store pointing to it on the shelf saying, "Hey, they made a comic book out of that." I'm like, "Yeah, sort of." So, all right. Similar voice. Christina Scabia's voice is very similar to I forgot her name, Amy Lee. But there's a little bit the music that supports Lacuna Coil is I think a little bit harder edge. A little bit harder edge. Not to knock Evanescence, but it's just a different situation. All right. Yes, I love Secret Invasion. I'm sad that it's over. I know a lot of people knocked it because a lot of the stuff that it was lacking because of the way they build their stories. You're not going to have the Avengers. You don't have a Fantastic Four to deal with. So they decided to do it when they did it, and like I said, for what it is, I'm enjoying it. I think this is Samuel L. Jackson's best MCU performance. William, what do you make of the current Blue Beetle projections and the box office success of Barbie? Why is DC not connecting, but Barbie is connected for the biggest opening of the year? Because Barbie is an IP that's been around for most people's lives, and there has never, ever been any other iteration of Barbie to get into conflict over or to have any expectations for. There's never been a live action Barbie movie to my knowledge, so there's nothing to really contrast it with. And Barbie is a brand name that was built on solid ground before most of us were even alive. In fact, for any of us were even alive, you're talking about a 60-year-old, 70-year-old brand. Whereas Blue Beetle is coming from a company that has showcased, characters for the last 5 years, characters that no one knows who they are, and Blue Beetle follows that trend. They just don't want to go see B-listers. I've been trying to, make this point for the last couple of years. You cannot spend 5 years going away from your A-listers and expect people to stay engaged. and then make the bad comparisons to Guardians of the Galaxy when they had 9 to 11 main proven movies before they even released the Talking Raccoon. DC is just not in that state. The expectation is Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman. And I'm not saying every movie needs to be that, but at the same time, they have not met the bare minimum for a movie like Blue Beetle to have that type of success. So yeah, that's unfortunate. I heard those projections. I'm hoping that's not the case. I really, really, I don't plan on seeing Blue Beetle in the movies. My expectations for HBO Max expectations, and that's where I plan to see it. So maybe that's a lot of it too, RJ. I barely even know who that is. I know the whole Rippaverse thing. I've done my best to ignore that whole thing. So I had no interest in it. Sorry. Pretty bad look for Barbie when they did throw in some feminist stuff. Oh well, it's Barbie. Barbie, you were never going to have a Barbie without feminist issues. I mean, Barbie is a feminist icon, so it was meant for kids to watch dolls come to life. But no, it was meant for kids to that was back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. If you would have made that type of movie and tried to put it in 2023, you would be talking possibly Blue Beetle. Kids are a lot more. Young adults are a lot more sophisticated today than they were when this IP came around. So it only needs to do well the first 2 weeks. You make 82% of your money the first 2 weeks. So only self-hating men or guys with hot girlfriends that drag them to the movies. I mean, one of the two. William, what are your thoughts about Barbie not backing her? Like I said, remember we said this. I was saying this before. Barbie is going to make a ton of money. It is a well-known IP, and this is the only interpretation of it on the live action. Barbie was always going to make tons of money. Oppenheimer is if it beats expectations, then I would be happy for it. Flash was an A-list cut. Flash is no. Flash is on the team, but he's not the varsity captain. Flash is on the bench at the end there, but he's not regarded as you don't put Flash on the same level as the Trinity. You just can't. Not if you know what you're talking about. You cannot put Flash. No one ever has. DC Comics never has. They've never treated the Flash and as part of that three. The Flash, he's on the team, but he's not the Letterman. And once again, like I literally just explained, Barbie has had no in other interpretations of it. There's been no past with Barbie to drag it down. DC has had 7 to 8 to 9 years of bad management leading up to the Flash. So you just can't forget the fact that the entire franchise leading up to the Flash has been mishandled in such a way that even a good movie like that, you've already turned off so many people. You could have spent $1 billion on that ad campaign and it wouldn't have mattered. Just like Blue Beetle. Doesn't matter if Blue Beetle's a good movie. You've already turned off the general audience with Birds of Prey, with the Suicide Squad, with all these other movies with the Z-listers that nobody cares about. Whether they're good movies or not, you can talk about that on a different stream. But the general audience has different expectations from DC than they have anything else. And when you don't meet that expectation, they move on to other things. So the Flash paid for that. The Flash paid for bad management for a very long time. Blue Beetle has nothing to do with the bad management, but the bad management happened, and now it could possibly be another movie that paid for it. Same thing with Aquaman 2. That movie's been horribly mismanaged. Good management means a lot. And with Barbie, sometimes with even though it's a brand new IP that hasn't necessarily been managed, it hasn't been mismanaged either. So. All right, we're going on 21 minutes, so I got about 9 more minutes to go. I'm gonna go see it. I don't know what you're talking about. Like I said, I'm not gonna go see it. I just have no interest in Barbie. You can't say that when a movie is making as much money as it will. Well, yeah, it's a date movie, dude. There are going to be guys that want to get laid that are going to want to go see that movie with their girlfriend because the girlfriend's just going to go without him. You know how that's going to end. All right, why do you think MCU didn't make Secret Invasion into an entire phase of its own? Don't know. I just think that where they wanted to put the story was too soon before they had access to all the characters. That's my wild guess. Besides my opinions, I hope you're having a great time. I'm glad you're safe. It looks fun to be there. It's exhausting. I don't think I'm ever going to do a 4-day con again. All the other times I've done Comic Con in San Diego, it's been 1 or 2 days max. I'm only halfway through it. I'm kind of exhausted. Like I said, there's a lot going on. I'm a late sleeper to begin with, so my sleeping patterns are off. So I think I got the 4-day out of my system after so long. So I think I can put that on my done list. And if I do come next year, which I don't know. The one main reason I came this year is because I didn't want to deal with the Hall H madness. I stopped going to Comic Con because I think it just drifted away from being what it was, and this new era wasn't going back. And next year, it's probably, once the strikes and stuff are over, you're probably dealing with business as usual again, which means I'll probably avoid it. But this year was a special year because of circumstances, and so I'm here. But yeah, I'm very tired. Ghostly Visitor, they're doing exactly what we knew they would with Barbie. The doll feminists complained about it. Now they're in New Bound Piece. Yeah, I mean, that's not gonna stop it from making money. William, did I see Christopher? I have not seen Oppenheimer yet. I haven't had the time. I wanted to go see it tonight, but I just didn't have the energy. I doubt I'm going to go see it tomorrow night because I'm going to be trying to set up our overnighter. The soonest I will probably see it will be Sunday night when I fly back into hell, Vegas. Plenty of trash makes money. Yeah, I mean there's a lot of bad movies that make good money. Barbie has always been familiar. That's true. I mean, it's Barbie. It's a doll for a girl. Come on. I saw a clip of that stuff. I'm happy I didn't see it, but I feel terrible. They threw junk in. I'm like I said, I there was no way they could ever meet my expectations for Barbie because I didn't have any. Respectfully, forth, if you haven't seen the movie, you can't really trash it. All right. William, thought on Christopher's off. Oh, hold on. William, thought on Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer. Have a cinema score. All right. Well, you already. I don't think you. I don't know. You might not be a normal listener of my show, but Anthony, I have as much use for cinema score as I do for used toilet water. It's just zero. But yeah, it's already earned 26 million. The 90% on Rotten Tomatoes means nothing to me. The money is his biggest non-franchise event. So, and like I said, I'm not the biggest Nolan fan, but this movie looks amazing. And people who I know that have the same feeling about Christopher Nolan as I do have loved this movie. So I think it's going to do very well. And maybe this Barbieheimer shit, really, helped it. I hope it did. Can we curtail the anti-men talk? All right, I'm going to skip all the feminists. I want to see it the second 70 Miller IMAX viewing on Oppenheimer, but every time, yeah, I've heard that, which is good. Like I said, I didn't know if it was going to have legs. Are you going to buy the Justice League versus Godzilla? Yes, I am. How big will it be in terms? Well, I think it's actually going to be bigger on the Godzilla side than the Justice League side. Look at the roller coaster. Godzilla, be honest with you, as far as my collectors and my tourists, they love Godzilla. Justice League comics, there's so many of them out there. There's not a lot of good Godzilla content. So, but I have ordered it in all of its variants, or I pre-ordered it actually. I'm in line for it. So I'm mainly going to look for the variants because the variants are going to be what my tourists want. I am going to see Oppenheimer. I'm going to pass on Barbie. Let's see. Thank you for suffering through the new. Oh yeah, I tried to get that for you, Ray. I mean, I got there and I showed them the pictures, and they gave me that sad puppy dog look on their faces. And they said they were gone, but I entered in a contest though that you scan your badge, and there's some other free stuff that they're going to be try to send my way. Nah, I mean, I would rather have crawled on all fours and go see Barbie. So no, that was no problem at all. But yeah. I like I said, I guess it's hitting other people differently. I'm enjoying it, and I really love Olivia Colman is still in the show. This is Samuel L. Jackson's best MCU performance. Olivia Colman is showing me why she's an Academy Award-winning actress. I agree. I thought it was just a medium trailer, just to move me an inch closer. I'm actually tired of those characters already. I don't know if it's just me. I'm just tired of the Marvels already, and it's not even out yet. Let's see. It is, and I see the difference between me and just the average fan going. I'm going in with a different mentality altogether, so I have to take that into account. That I'm having fun, but it's work. I'm working with Shoma, and I'm also working as far as everything I do here is to for the betterment of the Sci-Fi Center. So I'm not when I'm purchasing something or grabbing something, I'm not just grabbing something because oh wow, I just want to put it on my wall. That's old me, but Sci-Fi Center me is like, how does this make the store better? Either by if it's going to sit for a while, is it going to make the store look cooler, or is this something I can turn over? What percentage of these guys selling it here? Is it worth me buying it now, shipping it? All kinds of stuff that's going through my mind, and that's the exhaustive process that I usually just have doing the working hours at the store. But here, I'm all over it, just looking and saying. The one cool thing about doing coming out here though is not being immersed in something like this. If you're just left up to the running of the business, the paying of the bills, you kind of run the risk of getting disconnected of why this stuff is fun. That's the one thing I'll take away from this, even though it's been exhausting and I'm ready for it to be done. It has, you need to be immersed in things like this to reconnect and ask yourself, why are you in this particular business? You could be in any other type of business you wanted to, and I chose this one. And every now and then, the numbers, the bills, everything else, kind of takes the focus off of the fact that I was a fanboy who elevated it up to a business owner. So the Comic Con and conventions like it have kind of like brought me back to the core of what we do. So that's one of the things I'll be grateful for about it. So. Yeah, it's chaos and traffic out here is crazy. They got it stopped everywhere. I gave it 15 minutes. I don't like that animation style, and the tone of the story just wasn't for me. And I kind of refrained from saying anything about it because I know people are out there, wait, Williams hates animation. No, I would have been okay with the animation style not being all that great if the story stuck with me, and it just didn't stick with me. So I don't hate it, but I'm not. I don't think I'm going to give it another 15 minutes. I can't stand crowds, so I'll probably never go. Almost had a panic attack. 22. You would have a panic attack here, dude. Like I said, I probably will. If I ever do this again, I'm going to wear shoulder pads because I forgot just how compressed people are against you. And because there's no Hollywood influence this year, the actual sales floor and the exhibition halls are much more active and much more. They're moving against you and fast at the same time. So yeah, you'd probably had a panic attack. Okay, you guys are talking to each other. All right, did you see that they're thinking delaying 2 2? Yes, I've been getting that all weekend. I really hope that they come to a better decision. I think that would be a fucking disaster. Aquaman 2, they just need to go ahead and move until whatever. There's already, I don't know. I think the studios are planning to push their entire 2023 late no deal until 2024, and that may be because they can't promote it, and that's a big deal for these guys. I work with a promotion company that promotes Warner Brothers Pictures, so I know how big a deal it is for them to be able to push their stuff. No. I've learned with this platform not to take words on the screen out of context. That's why I always try to slowly read these things. Yeah, Olivia Colman is she's perfect for this role. Especially this last episode when she turns on the rap music. It's so funny. Okay, I'm not going to go see Wonka, but if there was ever a chance, I would. It's because she did it. All right. We're at 31 minutes, and like I said, as you can kind of hear my cadence in my voice, I'm a little bit worn down today because it's not just going from one end of the convention. Because the convention hall, to be honest with you, I've been to the convention hall in Vegas, and it's 3 times bigger. It's like wading through a swamp of people, and not everybody gets the hell out of the way when they need to. people stopping in the middle. I mean, just bumping and just and you're just kind of like using extra strength to push against people to get to where you need to, and it's a little bit it's like carrying sandbags. So, and then like I said, some of the stuff I really enjoy, some of conversations, having you have like 20 or 30 real quick conversations with vendors, because all these vendors are going to pack up and they're going to go back to their home holes, and that's where I'm going to get the prices I need. Up here's the party, guys. This place I'm staying at, aesthetically, there's a beach. I mean, there's literally a beach. I live in a desert. I mean, I'm from LA, but I never went to the beach when I was living in LA. We stayed in the city. There's a beach out here. You can literally go downstairs. The beach is right there. There's some cool pizza places. I mean, it's like a little Mardi Gras happening here. This is a really cool place. I mean, it's noisy as fuck, and I can't sleep, but I'm gonna enjoy the moment, and this is why the environment is pretty cool. Okay, December, early next year, that's going to be disastrous. They'd rather delay all their movies than pay people. Yeah, this whole strike in the studio thing, like I said, I'd like to see things from both points of view, but I'm finding it really hard to see things from the studio's points of view, except for Netflix, and even that has its limits. So yeah, I hope this gets wrapped up. All right. It's okay. That's not a problem at all. Do me a favor, text me and remind me because I got a lot of stuff going on when I'm in that booth. But we got tons of pins, Mondo. I'll hook you up with pins, buttons, all kinds of stuff. You want an enamel pin or just a button? Let me know. I will write. You know what? Dune is one of those movies I am really looking forward to seeing, and I love that director. You guys, if you listen to past streams, you know how I feel about Dune too. So yeah, sons of bitches. All right, all right. Good night. See ya. I'm right behind you. Yeah, yeah. That's all night, dude. Like I said, I think I've slept 2 hours, solid hours, and since I got off of that plane. Nah, they are the town. All right, guys. How you doing, Jalen? Oops, somebody's okay, that's Mondo. All right, cool guys. That's about it. Tomorrow I'm gonna spend all day trying to find a good space to give us a good 2.5 to 3 hour show, depending on because like I said, tomorrow was the show that I really wanted to give you guys all the info and have as many answers for you as far as like because like right now I don't have a lot of answers because I've just been everywhere. But by the end of day 3, I should have a good helping of information for you guys. Um, we're gonna talk Star Trek. If I get into that panel, I'll let you know. If I get into by some miracle, there is since we're working with the professional panel, we're actually part of the trauma panel. There's actually we hear that there might be other signings exclusively for us because they know that we can't leave necessarily. So I'm gonna try to get my stuff signed, but I picked up some cool stuff. Hold on for a second. I almost forgot to show you. I have picked up some stuff because of con exclusives that I know people have been asking me for, especially Blade Runner. This is a new series. This is a con exclusive. This is you can only get this, and I think I got the last two. I kept trying to get over to Titan Comics' booth the whole time, and I finally got there, and I got the last two. I missed out on all the signed ones. That sucks. The the one store that I hooked up with, I'm going to be getting some merchandise to, he had all of these covers from Alex Ross, and he had all the ones I was missing, except for the Galactus one, which was too high. I'm going to get that one from him, but I'm going to negotiate it down though. So he had the Green Goblin one, which is one of my favorite. Loki. Alex Ross is not there, by the way. I was led to believe that he was going to be there, and I would have loved to get my stuff signed, but oh well. Kang. And the leader. He has a couple of more there that I'm going to double up on because they're really good sellers. But that's pretty much what I've been doing. Like, say for stuff like this, say if I don't sell this immediately, which I usually sell Alex Ross stuff very well, if it sits there, there's nothing wrong with stuff like this sitting at the store. And that's what kind of frame of mind I've been thinking about when I'm trying to get stuff. I'm no longer shopping for William the Geek anymore. I'm shopping for the Sci Fi Center, and that's the Lacuna Coil with all the members of that's them in their cartoon forums, and that's all of them. They all signed it, and they're a joy to talk to. By the way, you think a heavy metal band, a famous heavy metal band, would just say "Get out of my face"? No, they talked to us for a while. She's 51 years old. She's still hot. My goodness, she's got that J-Lo gene in her or something. I don't know, but she's very pleasant to talk to. They all were. So far so good with this con. I mean, like I said, it's exhausting, and the fact that I worked all the way up until I got on the plane, and then I've pretty much been working since I got here. Tomorrow I'm going to do a little bit more of enjoyment and just try to soak in the moment and put the Sci Fi Center owner tool back in the shed and see if I can just be a geek for at least one of these 4 days. But other than that, guys, I will. Oh, constricted? I don't constrict you. What are you talking about? Let's see. I engage with you, Fourth. I don't know everybody else, but I engage with you. I don't mind. You guys are never going to have opinions that piss me off. This format is here for you to express opinions. And one of the things I do want to make sure that you guys all know when, especially as I run more and more stuff on our soul channel, if somebody in the chat room has an opinion that varies from yours, that's okay. We don't need to. No one in here is a lesser person for having a different opinion. I don't want anybody to come in thinking that, you know what, I don't want to say something because I might, cause some upheaval. Not as long as it's not vulgar, as long as it's in a respectful tone to everybody, myself and the chat room. Say it. That's what the format is for. All right. So yeah, like I said, Warner, this thing's hurting my head. The strike is hurting my head. All right, guys. I was asked an opinion on Machete, and there aren't enough characters to get it all out. Oh, I got you. I got you. I got you. All right. Yeah. Sorry about that. But no, my what I said still stands. I want everybody to have fun, but I need to bring you on, Vince. So when you're wrong, I could actually tell you instead of typing it. No, I'm just kidding. All right, guys. I am going to there from Milan, which is tornado touchdown closer today. Yeah, they were talking about that, and they were also talking about being in the heat because I asked her. I'm like, because they performed about a mile, not even a mile, a block away from the Sci Fi Center. I could hear them performing. It was like 100 degrees. I'm like, you guys got all that makeup and all that leather. How do you see? How do you do it? And they all gave me this deflated look, like, oh. But then he said, we performed it worse. And she said she told me a story where her shoes melted on stage. So, but if you get a chance, follow Lacuna Coil and follow Christina Scavier, even if you don't like the music. Just say if you don't like that music, she is the most hilarious follow. She's an absolute nerd. She's on our level nerd. She is a video game nerd. She's not afraid. This is one of the reasons why I like her. She's not afraid to make a fool out of herself. She's having fun. And that's why I told her that, you know what? I sell comic books and toys and fantasy and science fiction for a living. It's not always fun. It's work sometimes. And, she's having fun. She's working. She's having fun. So that's one of the things that the con is going to get me back to. I'm going to have fun with this, even if it exhausts the shit out of me. So, all right, guys, I am going to go ahead. Don't worry if you're not supposed to sell, whatever. All right, guys, I am going to I'm going to go head off to sleep. I've eaten. I've had my burger. Oh, I've gone 4 days without Sister Kim's. That ain't good. But like I said, I'm just going to enjoy the moment here, enjoy the chaos that's around me, even if it keeps me up. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Like I said, I will try to have the most complete of these 3 shows for you tomorrow. The 3 shows that'll be on the road, so that I'm not just giving you half answers. Because, like I said, the first day was scouting. The second day was acting on some of the stuff that I scouted on. Day 3 is going to be the much more me being involved, immersed. They've given me, the freedom to go to certain things, even though I feel guilty about leaving Choma. They have people down there, and Lloyd has personally told me to have fun. So tomorrow I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to get into that Star Trek panel. I'm going to shoot for that McFarlane panel, but I think I got a real good chance of getting into the Star Trek one. I think that'll provide us a lot of content. So, yeah, they're going to have to lay off some employees. All right, guys, that's it for me. That's it for the Sci Fi Center. That's it for the Poindexter Lounge for tonight. Please like and subscribe. Go to my channel, youtube.com/at the Sci Fi Center. Like, subscribe. Get us to, 1,000 viewers before age 78. And like and subscribe to the Poindexter Lounge if you haven't already done that. And I am off to bed.